Hey guys, I'm back with another army showcase, this time my Nurgle demon army. It's only 2,000 points, as I painted it for the Richmond Open event. It took, the first 1,000 points took maybe 14 to 19 days to paint, and then for the Richmond Open I spent maybe 12 more days painting and freehanding everything I needed to. The whole army is the first edition Realm of Chaos Nurgle models and a few custom ones, as for all of my armies, I try to keep them the older editions, as I really think they're the best sculpts for the armies. So I'm going to start actually with I think my favorite model is the Nurgle Herald BSB. So the two symbols were actually from the Realm of Chaos, and I slightly modified them to match the color scheme. The banners are made of paper, and the base model is just a plague bearer. I sculpted this weird looking tentacle mouth just because I thought it would help him stand out. And the scroll here is actually the Nurgle Palanquin banner. I cut half of it off and I sculpted the bottom so it looks like a little scroll. And I just love the little fly on the old banner. So really proud of the model, and I had a great time actually with the freehand. Every time he dies in game, I get a little bit sad, but everyone targets him. So here's the first character. Then we have a first edition Great Unclean One. I think this is by far my I think out of all the greater gods, this first edition Greater Demon just looks the best. Really grotesque, a lot of details, there's a lot of little nurglings crawling out of him. He was really fun to paint, especially with all of the boils. I think it helps him pop out. No fancy work on him done, and I'm glad to get this version of the Great Unclean One. The Greater Demons all had different heads and belly plates. I was looking for the one with God knows what these are coming out of his mouth and the gut plate. So really happy with how he turned out. Then the last character is my Nurgle Demon Prince conversion. So to start off, he is using parts from a Nurgle Beastman model from Realm of Chaos, the head of a Plague Bearer, the tentacles from a Beast of Chaos, the wings of a Citadel Jabberwocky, and up to this part is a Nurgle beast. I had to sculpt the whole midsection. I sculpted the tabard, and I had to blend the head to the chainmail that was on the Nurgle beastman body, because it came with these cool little Nurgle antlers. So, and then just to keep it a little old school, I did a checker pattern, and I had the flames. I guess you would see this more on orcs, but I thought it was really cool. So just some simple non-metallic for rust, and then pretty much the three main colors of this army are actually this pink, this bright green, and this, I guess, incubi darkness with some white added to it. I think it helps the Nurgle army pop out, and overall really do love this model too. I think Demon Princes should look a bit smaller in my opinion, because they're just a Chaos champion who has been blessed to demonhood. So I think all of the Demon Princes I'll be making for the other gods will be kind of the same, I guess, theme. So let's move along to the core, which would be 15 Plague Bearers. All of them are individual. I didn't like how I think there are only 7 or 8 unique sculpts. I think 10 if you include 2 of the very hard to find ones. So I had to modify each one very slightly. I used to post photos of green stuff on Facebook and Instagram, but simply some of these guys with the two-handed ones, got their jaw cut, and I resculpted the chin and the tongue. This guy, the banner or the musician, got his arm reposed to the back, gave him a little flute. And the other freehand I did was for the banner. Another Realm of Chaos icon I copied and then just threw on my own little twist on it. And again, it is a paper banner. This guy I'm really proud of. His whole lower jaw is sculpted, and I don't know, I made him look a bit more squat or going backwards. So overall, really happy with the paint jobs. I should note the original army that took the 14 to 19 days, it was mainly contrast, and then I went to an event, saw the standard, and I was kind of embarrassed, so I went back and before Richmond opened, I re-highlighted, repainted so many parts. So if you watch my first battle report on the channel, you'll see my old painting of the Nurgle army. This is 1,000 extra points of demons plus the new paint jobs. So I guess we'll go just show you some of the other plague bearers. I have about 5 more to paint, and then the unit should be done. Then to the humble Nurglings, I really do adore this era of Nurglings. I think they're more characterful. Really a little bit annoying to paint, to be honest. Most swarms, because you glue them to the base, it's very hard to actually paint them all, but I managed to just truck by. And another unit I'm really proud of are the 4 Beasts of Nurgle. So these guys honestly were a pain to paint. All the little head tentacles got, it should be 4 to 5 highlights where I could reach. So it's a little bit chunky in some parts, but it was the best I could do. I really do love these models. If you can snag a few of them, I highly recommend it. Very fun to paint. And in the game, I think they're very good. A little bit pricey, but they are very durable, and they do dish out a lot of damage. So I have 4 of these amazing models. Not much else to say about these guys besides they weigh a lot, but they look fantastic. Then the Soul Grinder. He is most likely maybe 75% sculpting. So the single back piece and the arm and the little hand claw come from a Rogue Trader Chaos Dreadnought. The legs all come from the Space Crusade Dreadnought. And this little tank here comes from an Orc vehicle. I think a Scorcher, I think it's called. Everything else is sculpted. So the head, I sculpted it to match the Forge World Greater Blight Drone. I think it's out of production now, but I just like the look of it. And all the guts and everything, all of the flesh had to be sculpted. Again, with the old, I guess, orc inspired hand flames and checkered pattern, just to add some, I guess, color and interest to the army. And this back part, I guess I modeled it after the Beast of Nurgle. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I just needed to break up the back part. So here is the Soul Grinder. I am proud of him, but compared to the Troll Hag sculpting, this guy was extremely rushed. I think sculpting the first Soul Grinder took me 6 hours. I was really disappointed with it, so then I chopped off the head and I put new layers of fat to get it better. So much happier with the model. Definitely will try my hand at a second one. Then a very simple unit. 5 Marauder Harpies. I think these guys look amazing for Nurgle because they have all of these boils on them. But the only thing was, it was a pain to highlight them, especially with the wings. The model just covers half the wings. It just seems really difficult for the brush to get in there. I think I have 5 more to paint, but it's a little daunting slash I'm just a little bit tired of painting this color scheme. But Furies are very good for Chaos Demon players, so I highly recommend you take them for any list. Then a very joke unit for the Richmond Open, I ran out of time. So I ended up taking Squigs, and I read the lore for the old Plague Toads from, I believe, Tarmarkin, if that's what he's called, that Maggot Lord. And a Plague Toad, if I'm correct, is a Nurgling who fell into a vat of something and became enlarged. So my idea was these are my other Nurgle Furies, the Nurgle Plague Toads, and they just hop their way to the enemies. So I just sculpted these single eyes onto them because the base Nurgling model, the Squig models have all these pimples on them. So I think it helps blend them into the army. And these ones have probably the worst blending on them because I painted them. All 5 of these were painted an hour and a half the day before we had to drive to the event. So we'll definitely keep them for now. But eventually, when I get more harpies, I'm going to replace these guys. Maybe I can use them for, I don't know, scenic models or put them on like a Soul Grinder's base. But yeah, that concludes. Here's the whole 2000 point Nurgle Demon army. I would call it a Nurgle Demon First Edition army. I think he kind of cheats, and so do the Harpies, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Still working on many new armies. By the end, I should hopefully have 8 total armies for the battle reports and just to share with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed.